Ain't no smoky smoke.
Don't
on
knock
Rocky
over
Top.
Buddy.
Down in Tennessee hills. Alright.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, bye.
Alright, turn that TV off for me.
Oh my god.
Make yourself useful.
Love you. Bye. Say hey to your girlfriend for us. Yeah, but I want to hit that off the table.
Let me back it in. Hang on.
No one's got another way to purchase me knickknacks.
Look at all your knickknacks. You've got lots of knickknacks.
I had to go get those.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because all I want for Christmas is a hippopotamus.
We don't have the storage space for a hippopotamus. We're not set up for that. We don't even have, I don't even want a sheep. You're talking
I
about?
want a goat.
We don't live on this
fainting
is
goat.
not a farm.
But we have plenty of yardage for a goat, and it would eat your grass.
I don't want it to eat my grass. I want my grass to grow.
It would eat your weeds.
I need those to fill in the bare spots.
I don't think you know gardening very well.
Welcome to episode 31.
Do you know what it is? Because we haven't recorded in a while.
Close. We did. We took 1 week off.
We took a week off, then we recorded, then we took another week off.
Nope.
Yeah.
No. 1 week off. We took 1 week off.
We didn't We didn't record the weekend that I put the nails in my foot. Then we recorded. Then you didn't upload it until the week of Thanksgiving. Then we didn't record the week of Thanksgiving, and now here we are recording.
As you guys can tell, Sam's mind has started to go with her advanced age.
Fuck you.
Hey, don't say there's a chair over here.
I'll give you advanced age.
Anyway, we just went to Sam's office Christmas party.
So I got a couple of Jack and Cokes in me.
Sam tapped into some open bar shenanigans.
Okay.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I'm just throwing it out there. I didn't get in a bounce house. I
didn't know it was against the law to drink a little bit of Jack and Coke on a cold night. But
I want to say this: we're in Florida, and it's cold. I don't know.
I froze my nuts off, and I don't have nuts.
I mean,
or as Bodie says, knuckles.
It's definitely been a cold early, November and December here. We're chilly.
Did I tell you what he told me today?
No.
I said there may be a Grinch sneaking around the premises tonight at the Christmas party. He goes, if I find him, I'm going to hit him in the knuckles.
Oh.
I said, please don't hit anybody in the knuckles.
That's
because
aggressive.
He said he's a Grinch. He's going to steal the Christmas. And I said, he's not going to steal the Christmas. He's
might.
a fake Grinch. He is a man who's trying to earn a living walking around in a costume.
But you don't know that. Better safe than sorry.
Do not hit him in the knuckles.
As a 5-year-old, lay that lumber and then deal with the consequences,
And then I had to tell the 12-year-old, don't tell anybody what our podcast is.
Yeah. We don't want Sam's work finding out.
I don't need them seeing drunk Sam on podcasts. That's not good for anybody.
What do you got on your paper sheet over there?
I have some really bad jokes.
Oh, good. Terrible jokes. I can't even read your writing if I wanted to.
Seriously? That's clear as day.
Straight up serial killer handwriting. Looks like Michael J. Fox wrote that over there. Just all twitched up.
Right, do you want me to read it to you like I do Bodie?
Well, I can't read it, so you might as well.
What goes O-O-O backwards?
I don't know.
Santa walking backwards. Ho, ho, ho. O-O-O. Ho, ho, ho. What I find disturbing is our youngest always says, where's the ho-ho?
He didn't call him Santa, calls him ho-ho.
He calls him ho-ho.
Santa's for the streets.
It's disturbing because, you go through the mall, and the mall is full of hoes. Let's be honest.
I don't go through the mall.
And he's always like, where's the hoe? The hoe is up Forever 21. But anyways. What has 5 toes that isn't your foot?
I don't know.
It's my foot.
Terrible. Just terrible jokes. Good God, that's awful. Where did you?
I sold.
Are you on like a website that's like just terribleiojokes.com or something? Because
I found this really cool page on Instagram.
please unfollow it because those are not good. We something else. We don't have a beer tasting this week. We're kind of slacking.
But
I'm going to be honest. Let me just explain just so everybody understands. Okay. 'Tis Christmas. 'Twas Thanksgiving. Both of the children are playing flag football right now, and
we're both coaching.
I'm coaching the older one, and then we're both coaching the younger one. I'm exhausted all the time. This is too much.
Wait, what did I do 4 days before the oldest and I did our 5K run? What did I do on the Saturday morning of a practice with the 5-year-old?
So Sam's
6-year-old, 5-year-old.
Sam's knees are made out of like
butter.
Like a very thin, fine crystal.
They're like wafers.
And if you like look at them too much, they'll explode. Okay? So Sam bent down to put a flag belt on a 6-year-old and blew her knee out because she gets hurt constantly. And as we've discussed, in the event that Sam has an accident and falls off a roof or something and breaks her neck, I don't want to be investigated because she is hurt constantly. Like if it's something weird, like a nail gun went off and shoots her in the head and kills her, I'm not even going to talk to the police. I'm not talking to them. Like, go back and look at her string of injuries. She was nail gunning whatever she was doing and fell on the nail gun. I don't want to hear it. But I do need the paperwork to file the insurance claim if we could.
To file my life insurance.
I need to get that paper.
An accidental dismemberment.
Like, sir, so she fell on a saw blade and chopped her head off. I'm like, if you ask any of our friends, yes. Yes, she did. I was watching football and drinking beer on the couch when it happened.
So tonight, he met our VP of safety.
He asked me, why do I let her out of the house? He's like, she's always hurt. Why do you let her out of the house? And I said, she just has to come to work to earn a paycheck. But
and our safety guy doesn't even know the half.
But she's hurt. She's hurt all the time. All the time. Say the nail thing in your foot. I'm like, how? Like, so Sam's knee is just, it looks like a grenade went off, basically.
So listen, all right. So this was a short time coming.
That's what she said. Long time coming.
Thank you.
Short time coming's like just right there. Hey, watch out.
All right. Anyways, so my knee has been locking and popping for over a year.
Yeah. Sometimes you used to lock and pop, but you don't so much because of your knee.
Oh, sweet Jesus. If I locked and pop right now,
I had to help her up. I'm at my knee. Help me, Cody. Help me. I'm down. That's not sexy. Be more sexy. Don't do it like that. That's not sexy. If I had to help you up, it's not sexy. Okay.
Give me the ice pack.
That's not how you dance. Don't dance like that. I don't want you to have a cane when you dance. That's not.
Oh my God! Shut up.
Just limping around like, oh yeah. Like, no.
Oh my God.
Don't limp. Please try to not limp when you're doing it.
You're an asshole. God, you're an asshole.
Thank you.
Anyways, so it's been like a year and a half that I've had a tear in my
slight
meniscus.
Tear. We thought it was a slight tear.
A slight tear in my meniscus. According to my chiropractor, my sports chiropractor, he's like, definitely, it's locking, it's catching.
It's not good. It's not good.
So Friday night, I'd squat down to do something in the front yard with Christmas decorations, which we'll post pictures of everything when it's done. But I know in my head I'm supposed to come up gently and allow it to adjust and pop on its own. Well,
it sounds like a firework going off when she does this. It's not a slight. It's like pow, and you're like, somebody's shooting. Like, do I need to get down? Like, you don't know if a drive-by just happened.
It's really bad. Because when I actually demonstrated what it does to my chiropractor, he was like, I don't know what to do with that. He literally didn't know what to do.
I can't adjust you out of that.
So that Friday, I didn't allow it to pop on its own. I made it pop by itself, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just put some ice on it." And then that Saturday, I squat like ass to grass, kind of squat to put belts on kids, and I stood up, and I was like, it literally went like an atomic bomb. Yeah. And I looked at my oldest because he was standing next to him. I said, "Oh shit, it happened." He goes, "What?" And I was like, "It exploded." I couldn't put weight on it. I couldn't walk. I then left football
Well, let me say
practice.
this. Luckily, you had the crutches from when you stepped on the nail, so we already had those because that had just happened the week before. But
by the way, my accident insurance paid me $600 for their 2 nails.
What do they get for blowing out your knee? Because that thing is trash right now.
Well, it's not nice.
I'm just hoping we get some kind of advancement in like cyborgs or some type of robot technology where we could give you one of them robot knees and then you could like sprint really fast. And stuff.
I would love to have a bionic knee.
Yeah, that's what you need. You need one like
My mom
like
has
a Terminator.
one.
Like no, I mean like a Terminator knee, like one of those things. You know, it's like super cool.
That turns like
Yeah, and you could run like crazy fast. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So that's happened. And then so I ran a 5K with my oldest on Thanksgiving morning.
With the blown out knee.
With a blown out knee. According to the MRI, I have a torn meniscus, I have arthritis, I have a sprain, I have infusion of the bone.
Are you a war veteran? Were you
right,
were you in Afghanistan?
Tom Segura, I feel you. Were you in a car accident? No, don't contest.
No, she's just general wear and tear because she lives
Motherfucking don't contest.
Yeah, she's just out there just living like a cannonball. Sam lives like Sonic the Hedgehog, but in real life.
The doctor, when she called me, was it Tuesday? No, it was Wednesday. She called me Wednesday, and she started rambling off all the findings. I overfilled my water canteen in the cafeteria at work.
It's not good. So, yeah. In a zombie apocalypse, you've moved down the...
I moved down drastically
the
because
list of
I tried doing the
survivors.
Cupid shovel tonight at my Christmas party and thought I was going to die.
The good news is me and the oldest are definitely surviving. The youngest and her, I don't know.
You put a bounce house in front of the youngest, he's done.
Yeah, so as he gets older, though, you're going to become the weak link in a zombie apocalypse. Everyone gets away but the slowest person. That's kind of how it works.
Not if I get a bionic knee.
Well, if you get a bionic knee, I want some bionic knees, too. You all right?
Oh.
Okay.
That's weird.
That was a little baby burp. All right, you want me to go into my couple things I got over here?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I don't have anything too crazy, but I do want to talk about murders a little bit. So...
Let this be the if I go missing...
But to be fair, if Sam drowns, then she probably fell and hit her head and drowned, okay?
How would I fall on my head?
Because you're a clumsy bitch. That's how.
You're a clumsy bitch.
There's videos of you jumping off of our roof into the swimming pool.
Well, there's also a
the cops are going to be like, so sir, she hit her head and fell in the pool? I'm like, yeah, she jumped on the fucking roof. I got a video of it.
But there's also stories of me not being able to get off the roof. So how do you explain that?
We'll figure it out. Anyway, do you remember we talked about this? You didn't watch it, but the Zodiac thing, it was on Netflix.
Well, I watched the Zodiac Killer movie with Jake Gyllenhaal.
I know, we talked about that. This is the one about a family. We talked about this 2 or 3 episodes ago. A family that thinks that there's a bunch of kids who are obviously grown-ups now. They think that they grew up with the Zodiac Killer. I watched it's a 3-part series on Netflix. It's called I think I Am the Zodiac or something. But if you just type in like Zodiac, it'll come up. I'm 100% convinced this guy's a Zodiac Killer. It is wild.
It's
the kids, like one of the kids remembers being at a beach when it happened. He went down to the beach and killed somebody, killed a couple, and then came back up. Left the kids in the car. Like,
that's wild.
If you watch, I think you would get into it and watch it. It is crazy. If what these people are telling is true, and they lived in that area, and he was a school teacher, and he used to teach in class those like coded messages and ciphers and stuff. Mm-hmm. Remember in the movie with Jake Gyllenhaal where he's sending in those letters and stuff? He used to do that and teach his kids stuff like that in class. It is wild. It's worth watching if you're into like the whole murder. I'm like, this is the guy. Like, it's solved. It's this dude. And they didn't want to do the documentary. I think what it was is he was dating their mom off and on.
So did he finally get caught?
He died. I think he died.
The Zodiac killer never got caught?
No, he was never caught. Ever.
Ooh,
and I think the guy in the documentary finally died just of old age, or I can't remember what it was now because I watched it a couple weeks ago. But he finally died. But the kids are like, they're convinced. They said they didn't want to talk about it or do anything until their mother passed away finally. And I'm like, if this is all true, it is wild.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm like, this is the fucking guy. And they finally caught him. Well, they didn't catch him, but they suspect it's him.
Well, he's burning internally.
You need to watch it. So
for eternity.
Eternity. So
wait.
I've been telling Sam, I've been on this kick. So I've run out of crap to listen to at work. What? You having a stroke? What's happening?
I'm laughing at our conversation this morning.
I don't remember that, but let's stay on topic here.
Dinosaurs and Jesus.
Dinosaurs and Jesus. Oh, God. I can't get into that.
Do it.
I'm going to mention it briefly.
I don't care. You can call me a dumbass. I don't really care.
I don't remember. Sam called me. I was working.
So the youngest wants to call somebody in the morning. It helps him get out of the car. So typically we call the oldest because he's normally home still getting dressed ready for... On certain days, he's still home. So we call him and we talk to him.
Somehow...
we started talking about Jesus.
I don't even know how this started. We started talking about...
Kittens or something, I don't know.
We started talking about... Was it something I was watching? Or I don't even know how it happened. This was like 8 hours ago. I can't remember it. But we started talking about this, and I said something about like the dinosaurs or something. And
no, you started talking about how people believe something about Jesus. Oh, that Jesus wasn't. Jesus isn't as old as they say. The butterflies or whatever. What's the podcast you listen to? The Butterfly Effect or.
Shh. We were talking about how Jesus looks drastically different than what he actually... I don't even know why we started talking about this. Maybe if I was watching something. But like I was saying, like, Jesus is from like Afghanistan, basically. Like he's like he's not a white dude. And
he's well, some believe Jewish, some believe Israeli, yeah.
Anyway,
Arabic.
This is the conversation me and Sam had. Sam has no history of biblical like knowledge whatsoever.
When I was a child, I went through Catholic school and I had to read the Bible, but I don't remember shit.
Let me get through this, okay? So Sam goes, how would they be able to understand Jesus? Because like they didn't speak English back then.
I said because of the...
Because he didn't speak English.
No, I said because of the dinosaurs. The dinosaur. And
you said something about dinosaurs. Like, so were the dinosaurs there? And I was like, all right. I got a couple, one at a time here, Sam. First of all, Jesus didn't speak English. He spoke like either Hebrew or like ancient Aramaic. And then it's been translated. She's like, those are lost languages. I'm like, Hebrew is not a lost language. People still, Jewish people speak Hebrew till this day, and there are people that can understand and read and write Aramaic. It's not like a popular language, but there are historians that can read that. And Sam says something about, she said, well, how long ago was that? She said, well, how was that? You said something like insane, like, how was that before the dinosaurs? And I said, I'm like working, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And she goes, well, Jesus was before the dinosaurs. And I was like, are you messing with me right now? It was like the weirdest conversation. I was like, I barely had enough time.
He said, please do not discuss this topic with anyone other than
you
me.
Are embarrassing us as a family. I was like, you know what BC and AD is? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, so Jesus is roughly 2,000 years old. That's kind of when the whole BC AD, 2024, that's when it started. It's like, dinosaurs are like 65 million years ago. Not even close. Mm-hmm. Not even.
But remember, I asked you years ago, I said, I need a book. I need a book that shows me the dinosaurs to Jesus to what we are now.
Well, there's a bit pretty
and you
big.
said there's not a book that exists because no one believes the two together.
No, Jesus wasn't riding dinosaurs. Why are you struggling with this? Like, it was like like people didn't exist when dinosaurs did.
Cavemen.
No. There were human beings weren't on the planet when dinosaurs were. Now, when there were woolly mammoths and stuff, that was 10,000 years ago. Those aren't considered dinosaurs. There were people. Like saber-toothed tigers and stuff, but those aren't dinosaurs. Like when T-Rex was walking around, there weren't people. People didn't exist on the planet. And that's where we're getting way off topic of my serial killer stuff I want to talk about. But, Jesus. But that's what the whole alien stuff comes in. Like, well, how did we just appear here? Because there was dinosaurs, there was a whole race of other animals here that were ruling the planet. They got wiped out, and then all of a sudden, millions and millions and millions of years later, there's us walking around using iPhones. Like, it's weird.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of people believe, and I personally kind of leaning this way, I think that there was alien. We're a fucking ant farm, is what I think. I think there's like aliens who are like, well, let's just put them here and see what happens.
Are you going to cut this whole part out?
No, this is, I mean, it's embarrassing for you, but like your whole timeline doesn't like you're like, give me a book. And I'm like, well, it would be like dinosaurs on page 2. And then it would be like 10,000 pages later, like a human being. Like it would just be blank pages.
Let's see if we can find me a book. Let's go to Barnes & Noble tomorrow.
We're going to have to get on YouTube or so. I'm going to show you like some children's stuff about like the history of the planet. And we're going to watch some stuff just to kind of get you a base ground.
Because anything that everyone put together is not real.
What?
Anything anybody put together would not be exactly real because it's going to be based on their concept of what has happened.
It's a lot of people's concept, a lot of scientists and stuff. That's what we've talked about before, like the whole Christian thing. Like, I don't know where they've gotten this. I would like to do some more research on it. But there's Christians that are like, well, the Bible says that Earth's 6,000 years old. And I'm like, that's not true. It's not. It's not possible. They think that, like, they also, a lot of them don't believe dinosaurs ever existed.
Oh, I don't believe that.
That dinosaurs didn't exist?
No, dinosaurs definitely existed.
Okay. All right. I was like, Jesus. But
no, you're not going to ever disprove that.
But there's a lot of people that don't believe that, they just write off stuff, and I'm like, but when the Bible was written, they didn't know about dinosaurs till like I think the 1800s is when they found the first dinosaur. They didn't even know. So a book written 2,000 years ago that they wouldn't have understood. It'd be like if. Well, they didn't write about the iPhone, so we know the iPhone's not real. Well, no, it was just created after the book was written or discovered, you know. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't make sense. Anyway, let me get back on my serial killer thing.
All right, sorry. I'm sorry.
I've been listening to these crime podcasts. Crime Junkies is the one I've been listening to. It's on Spotify.
So if I go missing, okay.
It's two ladies, and they investigate and go through all these like murder, serial killer stuff. I've run out of shit to listen to at work, so I'm like, I don't know if 8 hours of murder mysteries is a good thing for me. Because sometimes I'm like, this is too much. Like, I gotta listen to something funny. So I'll turn on Tom or Bert and listen to, or maybe throw in some Rogan. Anyway, let me go to my notes. I got some notes. Don't look. They're secret notes. You can't look at them.
Well, I have to pee.
Nope. Sorry. You have to hold it. We'll wrap this up quickly. So, a couple things. I got notes on what always gets
You have like 2 sentences, a couple of things.
Please stop looking at my notes. Gosh, I can't even have my notes over here. Note ruiner. So I got a list of notes. What catch these guys every time? Okay. Cell phones. They always have the cell phone, and it gets pinged by the cell phone tower where the body was.
Hey, idiots, leave it at home.
And I'm just
with
like,
you.
I'm like, they're like, well, they didn't have anything. And then they checked his cell phone records. And I'm like, they got him. They fucking got him. Johnny's on his cell phone.
Also, if you've bought a car in the last 10 years, OnStar, if not earlier than 10 years ago, OnStar can track it. Whether you subscribe to it or not, they can still ping you on OnStar.
Yeah. So here's the other thing.
So remember that with your car. Go get a rental car or some shit.
DNA. They get most of these guys, well, I don't want to say most of them, a lot of guys with DNA. Have you heard this? They can do family genealogy testing. So if you have submitted your DNA to like Ancestry.com or...
Dumbasses.
Or what's the other one? There's another one that does that. It says, oh, you're 53% Greek and 12% Spanish or
Idiots.
whatever. They are allowed to take your DNA, a criminal's DNA, and run it through that database and find out, oh, well, the serial killer or whoever it is related to this lady in Kentucky or this, like... Which a lot of people don't know that, but I'm like, that's terrifying.
You know that one of those companies just sold off their 100% rights or whatever to the government. So
I believe they sold it to BlackRock, which is basically trying to take over the planet. So
you all want to know your heritage? Just know you're a mutt.
The other two things I've got, and these are, and the girls or ladies say this on their podcast. They say, never do a lie detector test. And these girls are trying to solve the crimes. Okay, so they're not on the criminal side. They say, never take a lie detector test and don't talk to the cops. They literally, most of the people that they catch are because they say, when they interrogate these guys, they interrogate them for 8 to 10 hours with no attorney present, and they just wear them down and trip them up because, well, you said you were here, and then you said that, and then they can't keep their story straight. If you just ultimately just say, I'm not talking to anybody, I want an attorney, I'm done. I'm not going to take a lie detector test, I want an attorney. And the people, the ones that they can't solve, where they think that the guy did it, is that guy. Where he's like instantly, and they're like, well, it makes you look suspicious if you won't take the lie detector test and won't talk to us. He's like, I don't care. I would like my attorney. And they can't ever, because they don't have any of his information. Where were you at today at noon? Attorney. Those guys are the ones that, and they have a lot of cases where they can't solve them, and it's because it's that guy, and he's just like, I'm not answering any questions. Because he's not going to give them anything. That's the whole thing, with the DUI. I've watched some of those, I watch those, cop videos where they pull people over. I watched one, so they have to do this. They do there's one in here.
Oh.
Yeah, I opened that one, and then I had that one in there. Okay. But they'll do those DUI checkpoints, and so when they do those, they're trying to get you to do a field sobriety test so they can catch you stumbling or whatever. Then they want to get you to do a breathalyzer. And then, they'll take them back to the station. This is the body cam stuff I watch. And they're like, well, how many drinks did you have? Seriously. And at that point, the people are like, well, I had 4. You don't answer anything.
No.
You just say, I didn't have anything to drink. I want an attorney. I'm not doing it. And they say, you're going to lose your license for a year. Fucking take it.
So,
because it gets thrown out in court once you have an attorney because they have no probable cause to take. It's so hard to convict somebody on a DUI that they can't do it. Like but when you fail a field sobriety test doing all this, you fail a breathalyzer, and then you tell them at the station that you had 6 drinks, like you just say, I'm not answering any questions. I have nothing to say. Take me to jail.
So
they can't convict you on it.
Yeah, you're right. So when I was 19, I used to be the DD for my brother and his friends. And we got pulled in. I've told you about this.
Yeah.
It was this huge parking lot. I almost hit the cop.
It's a DUI checkpoint, which should be illegal.
I have a huge stigmatism problem. So all these bright lights at this DUI checkpoint, I almost ran over the cop. And he pulled me into it. It's a big church parking lot. And he pulls me up. And it's a 4-door Cavalier. And I have my brother and his friend who are 2 sheets to the wind drunk. His girlfriend in the front seat, who is 3 sheets to the wind drunk.
White girl wasted.
And I'm driving completely sober because I'm like 19, I think I was. And they're like, and as you know, just from listening to our podcast and this, I'm ditzy. I'm fumbling over my words. I'm very accident prone. So you can imagine how this went. And he was like, are you drinking? I was like, yes. And he was like, you are? I said, no, they are. Because they're all 21 and older. And he goes,
yes. The cop was like, Jesus, easiest conviction ever. Yes.
And he was like, can you get out of the car? And I was like, I don't know.
No.
Should I get out of the car? This is my first ever encounter with this.
But as an adult, you just say, no, I cannot.
And now I'm not even drinking. I'm being the responsible one for the 3 of them in the car. And so I get out. As I get out of the car, my brother's drunken friend gets out of the passenger seat at the same time as me to let the officer know I'm driving them drunk because they're all blitz going to a club. And I'm like,
thanks, guys.
And I'm like, get back in the car. Get back in the car. He's like, no.
Stop helping. Please stop helping.
She's being the perfect person.
She's done a good job.
And I'm like, get back in the car. Get back in the car. So he makes me do a sobriety test.
Which I would just say, no, I'm not doing.
A 19-year-old who, if I blew, I'd blow 0, negative, whatever, because I was not drinking. I didn't even know what drink was at 19. Honestly, I didn't drink before then. And it was an awakening of a possible DUI and getting to some serious shit. Because when we left that, I said, we're going home. And the 3 of them were pissed. Because I took them home. I was like, we're not going to the club. We're going home at this point.
I'll do that. Let me tell this one quick. Do you remember when we went through one? We were
PT Cruiser?
We were in Sam's PT Cruiser. This is like when we were like 19, 20, maybe we were 20.
You were 21 because we were able to drink.
Okay, so we were 20. We're 21. Sam had just a little PT Cruiser. I think that saved us because they assumed we were just a soccer mom driving home or something.
My brother spilled an entire pitcher of beer.
Yeah. So we went to like a restaurant
Pool hall.
somewhere.
It was a pool hall.
No, but before that we went and ate. We went and met somebody. I drank 1 beer there, and then we went to a pool hall. And we ate dinner, and I had 1 beer, and then we went to a pool hall, and I drank 1 beer there. And your brother
he was the driver.
fell on me and spilled a pitcher of beer on me.
An entire pitcher.
Like bumped into me and just like my shirt was wet. Like just soaked. So I was like, let's just go home. I'm over it, whatever. We're driving home and there's a DUI checkpoint. And I went, you've got to be kidding me. Because I smell just...
And it was crossing counties from Duval County to St. Johns County.
And I was just like, you've got to be kidding me.
So you're fucked.
So we pull up. The car in front of us, there was a car of teenagers that went flying by us, like blasting music, whatever, before we even saw it. And they cut us off and like they're whatever, dancing, hanging out the windows. He pulls them into the parking lot and then he points to me and goes like this. And I went like this, like pointing into the parking lot. And he goes like that. and I just cruised by. And I wasn't drunk by any means,
No.
but it would have caused such, because I would have been like,
haven't been drinking.
I'm covered in beer, but it's not my beer. Like, it would have just sounded, listen, so I did have 2 beers, but all this beer that's on me isn't mine. Okay, but I literally had 2 beers.
I did not absorb this beer.
Because I was actually, like, we had even, at that age, we were trying to be responsible.
Before we left our house, we always did.
And I was like,
who's drinking, who's driving?
Like, I don't mind having, but, like, we would always try, because, like, it's not fun to go out, like, late if you're not drinking. Like, if you're a drinker and everybody else is drinking, like, I never like being like, oh, I'll be the designated driver. Yeah, let's go out till 3 a.m. Like, no. I'm not interested in that. And it's not fair to that person.
And whoever drank would usually drink 1 to 2 beers and then like a Coke or a tea or water. And then
when we did it, it was something quick. Like, we went to eat. Yeah. And then we went home so the other person could actually drink.
Enjoy the night.
So that was that. Like, we were on the way home and stopped by. Your brother was at that pool hall.
Yeah. My parents were there. My parents were actually there too.
And I was like, bruh. Like, and I was like, because I was like, I've had 2, but we had dinner too, and it's been like 3 hours. So I was like, I know I'm not over the limit, but the cop was not going to go for that. He was going to be like, you smell like beer. Like, if we had rolled down the window, like, the car just smelled like beer. But
we got off easy with a few things in our earlier years.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Okay.
Hopefully, between now and next Friday, I don't hurt anything else new.
Who knows? I mean, it's just like, we got flag football in the morning. I wouldn't be surprised at all if some kid takes out your other knee and just blows it out.
I'm just staying on the sideline cheering on the oldest.
You're going to be in a wheelchair next week, just back here behind the desk.
The dog. The dog took me out in the right leg the other day, and I missed it. I, like, dodged it, and Cody was like, what are you doing? And I was like, he almost took out he came at me from the frontward.
He gets so excited. He's like, oh, you guys are home. Great.
He's like 200 pounds, so he would have, like, taken my knee backwards like a fucking NFL player.
I'm just going to jump on you. Great. Let's wrestle.
I tried doing the cha-cha-cha tonight, and it was not happening.
So we're going to get Sam a robot knee or a walker, whichever we can afford.
I go to the sports doctor on Monday. We'll figure out what we're going to do.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. And
hopefully, if I'm still alive.
Yeah, we're gonna try to keep her around a little bit.
Hopefully, by the end of this week, we'll have final Christmas decorations up to share with everybody, because it's like the motherfucking
I've been on the roof.
Christmas vacation.
I've been on the roof twice. Didn't fall, but Sam did try to kill me by not holding the ladder.
I was holding it with my good leg.
All right, I'll say this real quick, then we gotta get on. I was getting on the ladder. You have to get on the top step that says "Don't stand on the top step." That's
where the paint bucket
to get on the roof. So I'm getting on. I'm trying to, like, swing my leg up to, like, get on the roof to put the lights on, and I got one foot on the top step, and I feel like go like this, and I go, Jesus Christ, Sam, and I'm, like, holding on to everything, and she's like, what? I'm holding it. I'm like, are you? Because it's moving an awful lot.
Okay, well, I got stuck on the roof.
But I was holding the ladder for you. So
where you said fall, I'll catch you.
Anyway, when you hold a ladder, you want to have, like, 2 hands on it and a foot.
Maybe I should pay closer attention to safety.
Sam's got like her toe resting up against it, checking Instagram. She's like, yeah, let me. Yeah, I'm like hanging onto the side of the house like Clark Griswold.
Just so we're clear, how much pressure do you think I can honestly put?
Use your good leg.
Okay, well, if I did that, I can't stand on the other leg. So if I put that leg on the
just to be clear, you should let people know that before you volunteer to hold the ladder.
Just so we're clear, you know what my vulnerability is.
That's good to know. Good to know going forward. All right, guys, we will see you next week unless Sam pushes me off the roof and I die.
Or I fall off the roof and die.
That's probably more likely, but okay. All right, next week, guys. Later.